What's up, bodyweight warriors? Welcome back to another video and another beginner's flexibility routine. This time we've got version number 7. You can check out the whole other array of them if you search beginner on the channel, or you can check out the members only site where you can get access to 80 plus of these follow along classes, all ad free, all with downloadable PDFs, and vote on any future videos. Find out more about that in the link in the description down below. Otherwise, let's jump straight into this routine. Right, so let's kick things off and loosen up and get rid of some of the tension. We're going to start with a somatic technique where we're just going to be twisting the body. So standing, shoulder width, soften the knees, soften the arms, and we're just going to let our arms swing from side to side. And we're going to let our torso drift with our arms. Really just want to feel that everything goes soft here, and we're just finding that nice rhythm. You know, if it feels good to let the arms pull you a little bit further around, look into the side, just try to let everything just loosen up. We're going to combine this just as a nice little warm up. Just one arm goes behind, one arm goes in front. Give yourself a hug. Okay. This is a little bit more upper body focused, kind of the arms are what is driving this movement. We're now going to just transfer that energy and that twisting into the lower body as well. So we're going to do that same movement, so we're going to twist, but this time I'm going to feel that my hips are what's twisting my body. So I'm just going to twist side to side. If it feels good for the other foot to want to lift up, kind of like you're finishing a golf swing, we can go with that. And you're going to try and feel that as you twist, you really twist round on top of this leg and try to close the hips as much as you can. So twisting into one leg, let it straighten, and back. Again, doesn't need to be quick, just try to find that rhythm. Okay, last couple per side. But in reality, you could probably do this for a few minutes and just try to focus on your breathing. Right, we're going to come down onto the mat here. And we're going to find ourselves just in a quadruped, so an all fours position here. We're going to do just a couple of cat-cow sort of movements. So I want you to inhale, try to arch your body as much as possible, try to look up towards the sky. And you exhale, just try to round the back as much as possible like an angry cat. Tuck the hips underneath. I'm just going to do 3 breaths here. Inhale, arch, look up. Exhale, round, look down, tuck the chin. Last one. Okay, we're going to kick down ourselves into a lying position here. We're going to place our right hand out directly to the side. I'm going to go just about eye level, straight out to the side. We're going to take our left leg, let it swing over the top, and that's going to twist our torso into the shoulder. We're going to feel a nice stretch going over the chest. So just let the leg pull you as far as feels comfortable. Take a nice deep breath. Try to feel like you're inhaling and expanding the rib cage. Exhale. And then we can do 1 rep of PNF here. So what you can think about doing is trying to press your hand into the ground. So you're going to contract the area of stretch. 5, 4, build it up. 3, 2, 1. Let out another big exhale. And try to look round. Try to look up towards the sky if you can do. Okay, we're going to perform that exact same stretch now, just on the other side. So twist back to the center. Left arm goes out, again about eye line. Use your right hand to assist. Swing the right hand round. Feel that stretch going over the chest. Nice big breath. Expand that rib cage. Exhale. Try to find that comfortable kind of point. And then we can do that PNF. So again, hand pressed into the ground. Feel the pec want to work. Contract in the area of stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want you to exhale. Just try to twist a little bit further into it. Final deep breath. All right. Okay, come back to the center. Back down to that seated position. We're going to grab both feet with our hands. So we're going to be in this kind of like rounded over position. And I want you to do the worst posture you can think of. So you're going to think about rounding the back as much as you can, letting the shoulder blades come apart. And then you're going to use your feet just to press the hands away. So we should be feeling a stretch now in the middle of the back, middle of the shoulders. You can tuck the head if you want to. It might even go down into the lower back. Just going to stretch those rhomboids out. Just the opposite direction, just for about 20 seconds. Okay. Right, let's take a look now at the lower body. We're going to do the channel favorite. We're going to come into a seated position here on the floor. Both legs out in front of us, hands supporting behind. Lift the chest up nice and tall. We're going to drop both legs just to one side. Chest stays facing forward. We're just going to do 30 seconds, just dropping back and forth as quickly as you want to. Try to pause for a couple of seconds on each side. Moving the hips through internal external rotation, just finding a bit of movement in the hips, and a bit of movement in the lower back as well. So the main focus of today's session is to get the shoulders working, open the chest, get the back working, and then we're going to take a look at unlocking the hips with the glutes and lengthening the hamstrings. Really kind of the basics that are needed to feel more free with your day-to-day movement. So we're going to finish on the left-hand side here. I'm going to come forward into just a kneeling position on the mat. So we want to have both knees kind of in the middle. You're going to have your left leg forward, right leg's back. So you're going to go the other side of the foot. And what I want you to think about doing is you're going to try and first think about twisting as much as you can into this left leg. So I'm going to think about twisting my right shoulder down towards the ground. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm thinking about pushing my left hip towards the left-hand side. So I'm twisting into this leg. If you get it right, you're going to get a really nice stretch going up the side of the hip. It's a little bit different to what you'd usually get for a glute stretch. This, we're just going to hold it for 30 seconds. The main focus of this, we're just really trying to close this door of the hip onto this front leg. So just twisting around as much as you can do. Just another 5 seconds here. And then we're going to combine that with a slightly more intense stretch. We're just going to lift our rear leg up. We're going to move backwards. And we're going to try and get ourselves closer on down to the floor, but keep that twist. So just moving back into that hip, trying to get our knee towards our opposite shoulder. So left knee here, we're going to try and get towards our right hand shoulder if we can do. And you can come up. I'm just going to do that exact same thing on the other side. So we're going to bring the right leg forward, let the foot go across a bit, left leg back in line with the knees. I'm going to try and twist into this right hip. So I'm going to push my right hip out towards the right. I'm going to twist as much as I can do into this right thigh. So it's twisting, but we're also pushing the hip in that direction as well. So we're really feeling it pull across the body. Again, some nice deep breaths here. Another few seconds here before we're going to drop back to that second part. So we're going to lift that left leg. Now we're going to try and get our knee towards our opposite shoulder. So I'm going to try and get my right knee towards my left shoulder, get it in my left armpit. There we go, and now we're flexing the hip more. So we're stretching it slightly differently. Again, just some nice deep breaths for about 30 seconds. Okay, let's come up. We're going to move into a frog position now on the mat. So we're going to come sideways, go as wide as we can do with the knees. And then we're just going to let the feet go out to the same width of the feet. We're just going to spend 10 seconds, first of all, just brushing off the rust. So you can come onto your elbows if you want to. We're just going to push the hips backwards and bring them forwards. We're going to start with a small movement, and then we're going to build to a bigger movement. So each time moving further in each direction. So when we push the hips back, we're going to try and pull the belly button down as well. And then when we lift the hips forward, we're going to try and lower them down is we can then begin to move the feet with this as well. So as we come forward, we can let the feet come together into a diamond position, but try to keep the feet on the floor. Try to get the hips as close as possible. As you go back, let the feet go back out to the same width as the knees. Try to pull the belly button down. So hips come forward, feet come together. Hips go back, feet go apart. Okay, right, come back to that kneeling position. We're going to start on the left-hand side going forward. So I'm going to place a left leg forward. We're going to start in kind of a lunge position here. Come forward, I want to get my chest onto my leg, and I'm going to take a bind. So with this hand, I'm going to grab my right hand. So nice and locked in. What we're going to do here is we're just going to start to push the hips backwards and try to straighten this front leg. And then once you get to the point where it feels comfortable, you can then lift the foot and just make sure that we're keeping our chest on our thighs. Far back as it goes as you can. We're going to feel a nice stretch in the hamstrings. So we're going to hold 1 minute per side in total. And then we can do a rapid PNF. And what we're going to do here is we're going to think about driving this heel into the ground. So I'm going to contract the hamstring. I'm going to try and pull it back towards me. I'm going to hold it for 10 seconds. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As I relax, I'm just going to try and push those hips back further, let the leg straighten further, and go as deep as I can into that hamstring flexibility. Now, if it looks like the legs are a bit more bent, but you're feeling that really nice, strong hamstring stretch, just hold it there. That's exactly what we're after. Last few seconds. Okay, we're going to come back up into that lunge position now. I want you to be hips directly over the knee here. Go onto the toes if you can do on that rear leg. We're going to think about trying to posteriorly tuck the hips. This is the key to stretching out the hip flexors. We're now going to work the opposite direction. So tuck the hips as hard as you can. You're going to feel a stretch going over the front foot. And then we're just going to push the hips forward, but I want you to really keep that same hip angle. So keep that glute squeezed, just going as far as you can, focusing on getting a good quality stretch over the hip. We're just going to take 30 seconds. And we're just going to go as far as we can, forward, chest upright, letting the hip lengthen. Keep that glute squeezed. If you need to, just grab a yoga block, just kind of assist in staying nice and upright. And you can do, to make things more intense, we can just begin to lean away from the stretch, and you can reach up and over with the same side arm. Again, nice deep breath. Try to breathe down into the front of this hip area. Another few seconds here. We push back. We're just going to swap sides. So we're going to go left leg back, right leg forward. Find that lunge again. Take your bind so your left arm supports, right hand comes underneath the thigh. Lock yourself in. Lock that chest into the thigh. Push the hips back until you find that hamstring stretch. And just breathe into it and just try to get as far back as you can. As I said, if your leg's very bent but you feel a really good quality of stretch, that's the main thing here. We need to play that game of patience with the body. We're just going to, it thinks it's in danger, it's trying to protect you, it's trying to stop you from going deeper. We're just going to wait it out. We're going to convince it it's okay. And then we can do that PNF rep to help with that. So we can drive that heel down into the ground. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push the hips back. Try to go as deep as possible now. Find that sort of 7 out of 10 stretch intensity. If we want to see improvements, we've got to be pushing ourselves in each session to try and go a little bit deeper. Nice deep breath. And we come back out to that lunge position. Let's lift ourselves up now. I'm going to find that hip position for the hip flexor stretch on this left-hand side. So I want you to think about tucking the hips under. And then once we've found that hip position, we can begin moving those hips forward. So keeping that glute engaged, keeping the chest upright, keeping the belly button pulled in, and just keep going down and down and down. If you need to pause if it gets quite intense, just take that breath, breathe into the front of the hip, just keep shifting down as deep as you can, nice and upright. If you need to, you can then lift that left hand, so the same side as we're stretching. We're just going to lean just away from the leg we're stretching. Again, just nice deep breaths here. Last 10 seconds. And we're going to finish up just with one movement where we then sort of try to incorporate and test sort of our hamstring flexibility and squat. So we can come back up and we can put that yoga block just to the side. What we're going to try and do is we're going to try and push the hips back and reach the hands forward, keeping the legs straight. Push them back, almost like you're about to fall over backwards. We're going to feel the stretch in the hamstrings. Once you get to a point which feels like you can't go any further, just drop yourself down to the floor. Hopefully your hands can get close. If not, have that object you can touch. You're then going to try and just squat as far down as you can do. If that's up here, that's fine. If you can get all the way down to the floor, fantastic. And then we're going to squat back up to pike and then roll ourselves back up. So 3 movements in total. We're going to do 3 reps, nice, slow, controlled. So reach away, push the hips back as far as you can, stretching the hamstrings, go as far down as you can, then let the back round, go into a hamstring stretch, lower down into the squat, keeping the chest on the thighs, deep as you can, push back up, and we're going to curl our back, round the back, all the way back, up to that top position. So, last one, reach the hands away, as far as you can backwards, almost like you're falling backwards, keep reaching, 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 relax, let yourself lower down onto the floor, squat as deep as you can down, and then we're going to go back to that pike, and we curl ourselves back out of that movement. Okay, we can come back down onto the floor now, hands in front, feet back, drop the hips down, and stretch ourselves just in the opposite direction here, into an upward dog position. You can move side to side. And that is basically the routine. If you enjoyed this one, then please let me know by hitting that thumbs up button. It does help to support the channel. If you don't want to miss out on any more future videos, then you can also hit that subscribe button. And any requests for future follow-alongs, you can leave a comment in the comment section down below, or you can vote over at flexflow.co.uk. Other than that, catch you next one. Have a strong week.